Salamun alaikum, dear Muslim believers. Islamic Sharia gave women more than any other religion. Women have a great position in Islam. Women have not been honored throughout their history as they have been honored in this great, peaceful, and noble religion. Women in the Muslim community are highly honored. And did Islam, according to interpretation, truly honor women? We will find out in this today's video. And Salamun alaikum, peace, mercy, and blessings of God. I hope you are all fine. We always hear people repeat the famous phrase they use in defense or in protection of Islam. Islam honored women. Islam has honored women like no other religion has honored them. And it gave women rights that were not given to them in any other religion. Islam gave Muslim women their full rights and granted her a high, great, and honorable status compared to an non believing woman. Is this really the case? Did Islam truly dignify and honor women as they claim? Let's study Islam from the perspective of books of heritage and interpretations to see how true this honor is. First, a woman's testimony is worth half that of male, but her testimony is only half that of a male when it comes to depth. According to the interpretation of the verse, chapter number 2, verse number 282, one man and two women. It applies only in case of debt. As for other matters such as punishments, retributions, divorce, marriage, and wills, a woman's testimony is not accepted or taken into consideration. This is something that most scholars agree upon. For example, when signing a marriage contract, nikah contract, the witnesses must be of the male genders only. If four women are witnesses to the contract, their testimonies will not be accepted. If the contract was witnessed by a million or by a million women, their testimony would not be accepted and are not valid, which means that the testimony of women is not even half that of a man. Rather, it is essentially worthless most of the time. Is this the honor that they refer to? Secondly, a woman in Islam inherit half of what the male genders inherits. Why? Quite simply because she does not have a penis. This is the only reason. uh, Regardless of her merit, efficiency, work, striving, and work, she does not have a penis and therefore inherits half. Even in if her performance is equal to or greater than that of the male gender, she is not entitled to the same inheritance simply because she does not possess a penis. Is this the honor that they refer to? Thirdly, women in Islam do not marry but get married. A woman does not marry without the permission and approval of her guardian, which means she does not have the freedom and decision in her marriage, but the matter is in the hands of her guardian. And of course, the guardian must be of the male gender. And whereas the male gender marries whomever he wants without the permission or consent of any person. Is this the honor that they refer to? Fourth, a woman in Islam does not have the right to divorce her husband. If a woman wanted to annul the marriage contract with her husband, it is very complicated. It is very, very complicated. She must go to the judge to ask for a separation from her husband. The judge is the one who decides her fate on her behalf, and the procedures may take on a long time. She does not have absolute freedom and decision in her life. While her husband, the proud owner of the penis, all he has to do is say you are divorced, talak, 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 and the matter is over. He has absolute freedom and the decision to annul the marriage contract. Is this the honor that they refer to? Fifth, women in Islam are entitled to polygamy, while the male gender has the right to marry up to four women. Why? Because a woman does not have a penis. All the argument used by the traditional and scholarly book are weak arguments and illogical arguments that are not suitable for this day and age. These interpretations treat women as servants and sex slaves. The husband has the right to marry multiple women without consulting his wife. He has the right to marry multiple women even if she refuses. As for her, she does not have the right to go for polygamy, nor does she have the right to divorce him without the consent of a judge or guardian. Is this the honor that they are referred to? Sixth, a woman in Islam is not permitted to have sexual intercourse with her right hand positions, slaves, unlike the honor of the penis. And male according to heritage books are entitled to have sex with an infinite number of slaves girl without a marriage contract. It is permissible to have sex with five or more women, but it is forbidden to marry the five women, the highest level of contradiction and ignorance. I do not encourage polygamy or owning slaves or using slaves. However, I am merely clarifying the injustice in granting rights, freedom, and power to a certain gender without the other. Is this the honor they refer to? Seventh, a woman in Islam is not permitted to have sex with her husband. Otherwise, angels curse her until she wakes up at dawn. Unless, of course, if she was sick or dying. Is this the honor they refer to? It a woman is not entitled to wear what she wants, because in traditional interpretation she is a shame bringing creature that provokes sexual desires, while the honor of the penis is entitled to wear whatever he wants. He is free to choose his clothes without blame or criticism from society. Islam, in the perspective of heritage, dictates what women wear from head to toe. As for the honor of the penis, the only problem that this poor suffers from is that he may not wear gold. Is this the honor that they refer to? Ninth, a woman has no right to travel without the permission of a mahram or a guardian. Of course, this guardian must be from the male gender. And for all those who claim that these legislations protects women from danger, this is no excuse to rob her of her decision and freedom. We have the right to offer our protections to someone. That person, if they were an adult and sane, has the right to refuse this protection if they wish, but we have no right to force this person to accept our protections for him against their will. This is what they did with women in heritage books. They imposed protection on her by coercion and force. They robbed her of her decision and her freedom completely, not only in travel but in a lot of other matters, in a lot of other affairs. Is this the honor that they refer to? 10th, a woman is not addressed directly in the Quran, not once. All the verses, according to the interpretations, are either directed to both sexes together or directed only towards the male sex. And the rare verses that orders a woman are not directed to her directly, but are directed the prophet to direct it to women. The Quran, according to interpretation, does not address the feminine gender, but it addresses the male gender in how to treat and behave with a woman, and as if she was a weak creature deprived of will, decision making, and independence. Is this the honor they refer to? 11th number, according to interpretations, women are possessions placed in the same rank as cattle. According to interpretation of the verse, fair in the eyes of people is the love of things they desire, women offspring. In chapter number 4, verse number 14. People refer only refers to males. The first and the most important desire is sex. Mata in the Arabic dictionary refers to object and possession. This is the word used to describe women in the verse according to interpretation. Examples include food, commodities, and money that people enjoy. Women, according to interpretation of heritage of these words, are sexual possessions and object to be used for entertainment and pleasure. Be honest, is this the honor that they refer to? 12th number, women do not have hur and sex slaves in heaven. Regardless of the meaning of Hur-An, interpretations claim that every honor of a penis has Hur-An in heaven. Hur-An in interpretations are sexual creatures created solely for the sexual pleasure of male. While a woman does not have these Hur-An, all she has in heaven is her husband. He is entitled to have sex with a lot of Hur-An and his wife, while she is only entitled to have sex with him. You can see, even in heaven, she is not free, but she is made to please her husband. Is this the honor that they refer to? 13. Women are an unclean creature that ruin prayers. In an authentic Sahih Hadith that says, a woman, donkey, and a black dog interrupt the prayer of a Muslim, which means that a woman is not only unclean and interrupts prayer, but she is also placed in the same level as donkey and a dog. Have you noticed that the passage of a male does not interrupt prayer? Only the passage of woman interrupts prayer. You can clearly see. But it is perfectly fine for male to pass in front of others. Is this the honor that they refer to? 14. According to interpretation, the honor of the penis has the right to hit his wife, whether the beating was painful or not. Hitting is insulting, and there is no honor for it. Absolutely no honor for it. Why is it not permissible for a woman to hit her husband? Why? They will say because a man is stronger than her and he can take revenge if she hits him. But what if she is stronger than him? She may be stronger than him. Is it permissible for her to hit him if he became disobedient? Of course not. Why? Because she does not have a penis. Is this the honor that they refer to? 15. There is a very important note that many of us have missed. Women in Islam have half the inheritance and the testimony. She has no decision on marriage and divorce and has no right for polygamy. She has no leadership, has no freedom to travel or to choose how to dress herself. She has a lacking mind and lacks religiosity. She is wicked, schemer, and ruins prayer for others. And for her husband has the right to beat her. However, after all of that, she has the same punishment as male. Despite all these lack of freedoms, rights, and duties, she has the same penalty as a male. If she steals, her husband will be cut off, same as a male. Even though she is lacking in mind and religion, if she commits adultery, she will receive the same punishment as a male. Even though she is an ally of the devil and her schemes are great. Is this the honor that they refer to? I'm amazed how many Muslims could read these horrible and dirty things and continue to believe that Islam honored women. Many traditionalists will say you are attacking God's true religion, you are distorting interpretations to follow your own wishes. Islam, regardless of what everyone else think, honored women and protected them from corruption, injustice, immorality, and evil. It is very easy to make a claim, but where is the evidence for all of these claims? There are many people who will argue that Islam honored women even though hijab, since it protects women from harassment and rape. This is clearly nonsense and illogical. Hijab made women into a sexual object that provokes sexual desires, causes fitna, and spreads immorality and evil. Hijab does not necessarily protect its honor from sedition, harm, and harassment if your words are correct. Where is the hijab for the male sex? Yusuf alayhi salam, according to interpretations, caused some women to cut their hands. Why did he not will to protect women from his supernatural beauty? Why was the wear hijab not imposed on Yusuf alayhi salam and others like him? Because every one of them has a penis, and the honor of the penis in heritage book has rights, liberties, and freedom that are not the right of women. Honoring women through hijab is a false, corrupt argument. As for anyone who claims that Islam honored women by revealing them of the duty of spending on family financially, which is not the case of male. Where is the honor of this legislation? This legislation makes a woman dependent and weak creature that cannot continue to live without the male gender. Any Muslim woman might be willing to give up this great honor in exchange for her independence, freedom, and dignity. For whoever say male is not like the female, it is not permissible to equate between the two gender. It is not permissible because every gender has specific characteristics and capabilities. First of all, this is only if we assume that the two terms zakar and untha have anything to do with the gender. Secondly, an exceptions may not be generalized to the entire population, nor is it permissible to apply the general cases to an exception. even if most males are more tolerable and stronger than female. This is not the case in every single case and circumstance. Some females may be more tolerant or stronger than some males. Therefore, it is not right to impose the general rules on exceptions in order to avoid any injustice. The list of honors does not end. The 15th examples are just a simple example of the image of women in the minds of traditionalists. But I do not deny that there are some legislations that actually honor women. For example, although the male sex has the right to enslave women in war, even though it is permissible to rape them even if they are married, he has no right to rape them if they are pregnant. He must wait until they give birth and menstruate one menstruation. Then he has the right to rape them. The highest degrees of humanity, mercy, and honor for women is this. Another example, women in the perspective of traditional books are the allies of the devil and their schemes are great. This is truly a great privilege for us and truly great honor. Thank you. And the third example, a majority of occupants of hell are women. They claim that the messenger said he had seen women as the majority of occupants in hell. This is because they curse a lot and ungrateful and make even the wisest man a fool due to their lack of mind and lack of religiosity. Of course, this is the ultimate honor for women. The lack of her reason and her religion make even the wisest men fool. According to tradition, a woman in Islam is nothing but a maid, a cook, and a sexual object. For a woman in Islam, the situation is terrible without a penis. It uh, rhymes in Arabic. If everything I mentioned is for you an honor, then please no more honor. Your honor to women insulted them, humiliated them, and caused injustice for them to a point that some women actually wish they were born males. As for anyone who is bothered by the repetition of the word penis, this is the unfortunate reality. The basic criterion for determining human capabilities and competence, merit, rights, and freedom. In traditional book is the genital organ. The penis in Muslim societies give its honor, exclusive privileges, rights, and freedom. This leads to corruption, injustice, and unfairness in societies. We must abandon this corrupt and unjust uh, patriarchal system that caused the deprivation of the rights and freedom of females and led to the creation of an immoral tyrants and dictators out of males. The primary criterion for judging and examining any person is their action. The genital organ has no value, especially when it comes to holding people's judgment. There is a verse in the Quran that says, "Those who listen to the speech and follow the best of it are the ones God has guided and are the people of understanding." In chapter number 13, verse number 18. Those are the ones who use their minds. Why can't we be among them? Inshallah, we'll see you next time. Salamun alaikum. Peace, mercy, and blessings of God. Salamun alaikum.